What's up, everyone? We are live. It is a Friday night, and it has been crazy this week. It's been crazy in the media, crazy in politics, crazy in the stock market. Did you all hear that the FBI foiled a plan to blow up the New York Stock Exchange this week? Did you all hear about that? Bitcoin is going bananas. Bitcoin is just hovering around the $100,000 mark of U.S. currency, the U.S. dollar, if you're familiar with that. It has been just insane on all levels. It doesn't quiet down. It doesn't slow down in America. America is just an amazing place. As well as, there are other places in this world are pretty cool, but America's the best. America's the best. America first. America first. We are about to step into America first. I mean, legit America first. We are less than 2 months away from Donald Trump taking the presidential helm for the second time. I would say should be third, but we don't need to go down that road. Is he somebody that has won 3 times, do you think? Or did he actually lose that last time? We don't need to fan the flames of yesteryear. We can just keep it on the straight and narrow. But it's just cool, man. I'm just excited. I am blown away, head over heels in love with America, the American dream that we get to experience, that we get to just wrap our arms around. Do we think about it as much as we should? Just the world that we live in, that we are just, the age that we were born into. Do you understand the age that we were born into? I think we are just so numb to it. We just think it's always been this way. To be able to just talk into a device and talk with someone across the world, to just talk into a device and talk with millions of people at once, to see what's happening across the world. We just think it's always been this way, but it hasn't. But it's so easy to get just used to it. Just used to it. Just used to the humdum rigmarole. I'm not going to get obnoxious. I'm going to keep myself from being obnoxious. I am getting a little chitter chatter, and it's because I'm outside and it's cold. I'm in the part of the world where it gets cold. Are you where it gets cold? But I got something to warm me up. I'm trying to avoid the obnoxiousness. If my teeth start to chitter chatter, what it is. You know what it is. But I do have a little something to keep me warm. I got my coffee. And it's in a Yeti, baby. It's in a Yeti coffee cup. And man, those Yetis are freaking dangerous. They can keep stuff so hot that you wouldn't expect. And for such a long time, this is not brought to you by Yeti, but someday. But are you a Yeti person, or are you what are those other things? I'm thinking Stanford, but they're not Stanfords. There's something else. Staffords? I see them all the time. What are those things called? You got what are those things called? Stratman Oakmonts? Staffers? What are they freaking called? What are they called? Stanley, that's what it is. Stanley. What I'm talking about? Stanley from The Office? No, I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about those. But are they girl cups? Are those girl cups? Are they girl cups? Do you think they're girl cups, or can guys get away with them? I don't know. I have mixed emotions. Personally, I've never had a Stanley, but I do want to get one of our daughters a Stanley because she's such a good girl, and she got somebody gave her not a Stanley, but kind of a knockoff Stanley, and she takes care of it so much, but it kind of broke down. It's just not as effective, and just I guess that's what it is. You get for what you pay for. That's why I think I'm not about spending just top notch dollar bills, y'all. But I do think if you kind of get what you pay for in a lot of things, and things that like a Yeti or a Stanley, they get there because they produce quality. But so I hope you all are staying warm out there. Hope you're all staying warm. Buckle up. Okay. Not only has, like I said, the stock market almost got kapooty, as the stock market's been pretty dang good since number 47 has been set in motion to be the next president of the United States. The stock market is going good. Stock market's up. Confidence is high. Y'all. But also, when the stock market does good, it seems like the crypto market goes crazy as well. Bitcoin, like I said, it is hovering around 100,000, and so you gotta get your hands on some. I did start buying it when it was low. It's gonna crash. Bitcoin's gonna crash. It will crash like it always does. But every time it crashes, it continues to overtake its highest mark prior. It's going to continue to, like, it is the trajectory. It's going to eventually just be the currency that all other currencies are defined by, and all other currencies are going to be absorbed in. Bitcoin will be, it's going to be the one world currency. It's going to be the one world currency. It will somehow, like, end times where we are all, you use Bitcoin it's in that vein. That's what I think. So, so I guess if you're on the side that's not going to be able to buy, sell, or trade, I guess it's not going to matter how much Bitcoin you have, but it'll probably be something like that. But yeah, I said it's starting to get a little bit nuclear. If you're looking at the title, it's feeling nuclear in the sense that what Donald Trump is getting ready to step into, it doesn't seem like Joe Biden and his administration is putting him in a good spot. It seems like the current Democratic administration is like, we don't give a heck what happens. Just let it all. The things they're allowing to happen in Russia and Ukraine, it seems like they're not only just sitting back watching it and not even like kind of putting out the flames, but almost they're allowing the flames to fan and get bigger. And I don't know because Joe Biden and his posse, they're not going to be able to stay in power. They're going out they're getting ready to walk out the door. But do they think that they can say World War III happens like tomorrow? Does that mean the voted in new administration gets to still take over? Or could the current administration just say, we're in martial law, we cannot allow the transferring of power at this time. Come back later, folks, come back later. I'm getting obnoxious. I try to not get obnoxious. And I think the weather, it starts getting at me. It starts gnawing at me. It's starting to sound like Alex Jones. But Alex Jones is going through stuff as well, man. Did you hear that he is suing the Sandy Hook families? That's what I saw a headline, something like that. That is kind of completely turn of events. I don't even know where to go there. Probably should steer clear of that. But I'm not going to be afraid to steer clear. I'm not going to be afraid and think that I can't touch anything. Like I said, if you're an American, you can say whatever the heck you want. You are a sovereign of this nation. The government works for you. You are the CEO and you are the businessman in power. Government works for you. Get that mind flip and that mindset get that mindset set for you. Get that all flipped so we don't think that and be afraid of the government. The government has just kind of made it seem like we need to bow down to them, whereas they should be bowing down to us. That's the way that this country was founded. That's the way this country is supposed to operate. What are you all going on in your neck of the woods? Are you all fired up for the new administration to take over? I think most people are just like completely flabbergasted with the picks that Donald Trump has already picked to go in when his cabinet is just looking pretty good. I think we were all let down by Matt Gaetz stepping aside. That kind of shook us a little bit but was he just a grenade just set in there just to kind of put the powers that be like on watch, get them thinking a guy like that could become our attorney general? I don't know why he stepped out though. It's kind of, he just kind of stepped aside. Are allegations, do they have any weight to them, or is he just he needed to kind of bow out? He needed to, I don't know. That just seems kind of weird. I think that kind of got us in our, just kind of stepping back, kind of reevaluating, like, maybe it was a little bit too good to be true. I think he put out his cabinet and it was like, just those guys, these people are going to rock the house. I gotta fight back the obnoxiousness and the obscenities. That's obscene. And that's why it says on my profile, do not be obscene. Do not be racist. That content is prohibited. Definitely. Keep it clean. Keep it classy, folks. I feel like if you need to get sick and twisted, it's not going to be good for you. It's not going to be good for you. It's going to let you down. You'll go and you'll go in directions you don't want to go. You don't need to go. It's okay to get down and dirty every now and then. But if you set that as the bench line, the benchmark, it's going to let you down. It's not going to be the best way to do it, man. It is good to be in America. I think we just got to keep our mindset and our values set on that. Like, we don't need to make everywhere America unless we start making everywhere America, as in taking over the planet. But I don't think we need to do that. I think we need to just be ourselves, and we are that beacon of hope and light in this world. Why do I talk like that? I don't need to talk like that. You do get that radio voice. Anyone that it does not guard themselves, you get that radio voice. I'm gonna talk like this, man. I'm gonna talk. No, not that. It's more like, you talk like this, and you talk like this. So it's that rigmarole. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna fight against that. Fight against the grain, baby. Fight against the grain. Just feels so good. Feels so good, man. We just need to lot it up. Oh yeah. Man, if you knew Randy Macho Man Savage, he was fire, man. He was awesome. I do. I can make anything about anything. And something I do love and I love to talk about is wrestling. I am balls to the wall, baby. Wrestling fanatical, man. Fanatical. And we are the home of the brave and the home of the free. This world can be a dark place, but it don't gotta be. I guess it kind of gotta be. Oh man, come on, man. I know we did our show last week about Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. The dust has settled. What do you all think? I've heard so many different things. Do you think it was rigged? I mean, at first I went into it, I was thinking Mike Tyson's definitely got to rig this, as in he could annihilate Jake Paul, but I don't think so. People are like using that video and making it seem like Tyson held back. He did not hold back. He did not hold back. I think Jake held back. So you could say it was rigged in the sense that he was going to win, and which he did soundly. I would say soundly, but I mean, that's not to discredit Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson, I guess I was about to say like he's the best ever, but I don't know. I would need to do a little bit more research. Because when I think best ever, you think the person in their peak prime personage, who they are in their best possible fighting age and just the prime and like against whoever and at all time. It's the same with basketball. Like Michael Jordan in his prime versus Kobe in his prime or LeBron in his prime. It's at that point. It's not like when Michael Jordan is 40 years old and going against 20-year-olds, but it's when he was at his best. And same thing for Mike Tyson in boxing, like the best ever. And something that I've said, like, it makes me kind of sick and nauseated to think about, like, fighters that they have to fight against people at their own weight bracket, their own, like, if you weigh 100 pounds, but you can kick the out of someone that weighs 300, then you can do that. It's like, why do we have to confine people to fight at the same weight bracket? Why do we do that? Like, are we scared that like the heavyweight's going to just destroy the low pounder guy or whatever? I mean, if you're a good fighter, you're a good fighter. You don't need to be just bracketed in to fighting against people your own weight. I'll fight to the death on that one against somebody. If someone wants to argue with me, if you're a person that's out there and you think boxing, fighting, and you're going to argue with me, like, and say that, oh, they have to fight against the same, they can't fight against someone heavier than them. That would be it wouldn't be fair. It's like, if you're a good fighter, you're a good fighter. So if you disagree with that, I would love to hear it. I would seriously love to hear it. Let me hear what you would argue. I agree that I'm in the minority, but it doesn't matter if you're in the minority. If you're a minority person, it doesn't matter. If you're right, you're right. And about that, I'm definitely right. Definitely right. So if someone wants to argue with that, Bring it on. Bring it on, brother. I'm going to switch gears a little bit. We're going to talk a little bit about sports and Kansas City's, I guess, where we are at. Because we are coming off of our first loss of the season. Now that I look back at it, I mean, like, I am definitely biased. If I have a team that I'm rooting for, a team that I love, I don't care. Like, that's why I would not be the best person at gambling or betting on, because I'm going to bet on who I want to win. I can't have mixed emotions. I can't have mixed desires and who I want to win as opposed to who I need to win. I'm going to bet on the person that I want to win. I want to have one streamlined goal and like where I put all my inertia and just like pack it in there. And that is where my energy is going to be pouring into when I am rooting for them. I'm not going to be rooting for someone who I want to win, but then the other team who I actually need to win, or the odds go for me. So that I make a little bit of money. I don't care. I would rather lose my money and have my team win. We are in kind of new territory. I think we're kind of getting used to it in Kansas City that our team just wins, but it has not been that way for most of my life. It has not been that. I mean, like, win as in the big playoffs. And if you're a Kansas Cityan, you understand we got to the playoffs many times, multitude of times, but we always got let down. We always got heartbroken, completely destroyed, because there was so many heartbreaking losses in the playoffs that we experienced. And then this new kid on the block, Patrick Mahomes, comes in, and I look at him. I look at him in college now, and I'm just like, what the heck? How did anyone miss him? How did anyone not see who he was and not just trade in the farm to get him? How did he go to like pick number 10, or I think it went 10. Actually, I think it went 9, but I'm going to be conservative and say 10. And like how we snuck him out of there. I will say this, like, he completely caught me off guard. I did not know him at all. I didn't expect anything really from him. Before he even played his first games in Kansas City, I had not watched any tape on him. I don't know why. I think he was just, to me, he was just a new guy. I came into the league and did not at all expect him to be anything like he is. He has just completely changed the game. You could definitely say that the teams have caught up, and he doesn't like numbers wise, statistics wise, do it like he did before. He's definitely not doing that. He's not putting up 50 touchdowns a year like he did his first season or his first starting season, but he just knows how to win. I guess the thing that kind of startles me about him is he gets hurt a little bit easy, somewhat. And his game is very much predicated on his ability to move. He's not like Brady. He's not like Brady where he just sits back, or even Peyton Manning where he just is able to just sit back there and just completely decimate teams. I mean, he's a rung below Brady, Marino, and Peyton in that sense. He can pick people apart, but not at all to their degree, and their level at this time. His game is very much enhanced by his ability to move and make those insane throws and those awkward angles that he does. So in that sense, like, it gives me a little cause to pause to think about that he could get hurt, because whenever his legs get kind of tied up and he can't move around as easily as he does, to me it makes me a little worrisome. But I don't know. He's not always going to be a spry young kid. Which is weird. He's getting somewhat close to 30. But I mean, Brady played till he was like 50. But it's like, I think when all's said and done, I don't think he's going to surpass Brady in the sense like the Super Bowls. But then again, oh my gosh, it's like I go like I start talking with my head, but then my heart just takes over, and it's like, the freak you thinking? Why would you even say that? I'm like just like hating me 2 seconds ago. Like, why the freak would you even think or say such a thing? That was just a atrocious thought, atrocious thinking that needs to be completely eradicated. I think I got schizo personality in the sense that, like, I got Dr. What's his name? Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, or whatever. I got those people in my mind, back and forth, just battling it out, just arguing back and forth. So it's like, Mr. Hyde says, Mahomes is going to be the best. He is going to be the best. Dr. Jekyll is just like, no, you gotta be smart. You gotta be rational and keep your I's dotted and your T's crossed, and you gotta just know what you're saying and say what you mean and don't deviate or nothing. It's the battle of anyone that loves sports. It's the battle of anyone that loves Patrick Mahomes. I will expand my wings and fly and talk about other players, but it's like whenever I get a chance to even talk about Mahomes, I would love to talk about him. He is the face of the NFL. You can say Josh Allen is the up and coming. He's going to be the person that he is Peyton Manning to Tom Brady and Mahomes. Just the same way Burrow is. Burrow, like those are the new kids on the block, the new cats. I mean, you think of these guys, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Burrow, these guys. They have made us forget about the yesteryear of Brady, of Manning, of Marino, and I think, and even Rodgers. Rodgers is kind of out the door now. He's like almost like that bridge that brought us from Brady to Mahomes, and I like Rodgers too. I'm such a freaking player driven just person. Like teams and this team against that team and all that. Like I don't care. The players are what brings the eyes to the field. What the players are doing is what makes the difference. Those are the ones that put the butts in the seat. Because I mean, you can always have a team, but sometimes if your team isn't doing well, isn't playing top notch, you fall back to players. Players are what is exciting to watch. A coach doesn't bring eyes to the game. A coach doesn't bring fans to watch the game. You want to see the players. Players are what makes the engine go. It's what makes it and fun. I used to think coaches were the world. But I think coaches they either get blessed with a good supporting cast, a good group of people that can go out there and make them look good. And then they got others that can't perform on the field and make them look bad. Definitely by far, players are way more important than coaches. Coaches are important in a sense. They keep everything structured and they keep everything in check and help it so it doesn't go off the tracks. But like, they're not the ones out there making the plays. The players are the ones that make them either look like Einstein or just look like a dunce. Coaches. That's why I mean, like I used to think like you just gotta get that Phil Jackson, but it wasn't Phil Jackson. It was Michael Jordan that was doing it. It was you could say Scottie Pippen, but it was Michael Jordan that was doing it. You need that one awesome player. Players are the name of the game, baby. So I mean, so people are gonna be talking a lot of smack about Josh Allen. He's got Mahomes' number. He's got Mahomes' number. No, he ain't got nothing. Josh Allen, he wins. He wins when it doesn't count. He went against Mahomes. But I am surprised about Josh Allen because to me, it seems like I'm surprised that he's been able to stay healthy himself. I mean, extremely surprised. The hits that he takes, and he's like a bulldozer just running through there, a fast bulldozer that is. But he's taken some licks, and he's always going to play second fiddle to Mahomes. At the end of the day, he is, until he can win in the big games against Mahomes in the playoffs. And I mean, going into last week, people were saying it's good for the Chiefs to go in there and get that loss out of the way. Get that loss out of the way so you can concentrate on the playoffs and win in the playoffs. No. I wanted them to go completely. What would it be? It wouldn't even be. It'd be like 19-0 to win it all if you won every game. Mahomes, he is going to do that some year. I thought it was going to be this year. I mean, if I was a betting man, I would have put all my money on them going undefeated and winning the Super Bowl. Undefeated. But, so I'm not happy that they lost. I'm not at all happy that they lost. I'm completely just, all right, bring on the playoffs. Can they come back? Because people are going to think they were exposed and it's going to come out this week and the weeks upcoming. I don't think so. I disagree. Mahomes is going to come out this week and he's going to send a statement game. This week it's not going to be about just getting the W. It's not going to be about getting the W. He's going to put up 5 touchdowns this week. He's going to make it his mission to completely just annihilate the other team. And he's going to do that. Mark my words. He's going to do that. 5 touchdowns at least this week. At least. Man, it's freaking cold out here, but my coffee's still hot, baby. It's hot. Hotter than fire. Hotter than blue blaze. Hotter than blue blaze. Man. Ooh. Yeah, I've recently been doing some Twitter spaces. Say Twitter. X spaces. I can't feel my fingers. I can't feel them. Not feeling it, man. I almost need to warm myself. Warm my heart, I'll warm your land. I'll warm you so much to the ground. Ho doggy. Ho doggy. Yeah. Yeah, this is the way to be. And living in Kansas City land, we experience all the weather. We experience the hot, the cold, the wet, the windy. The fresh and windy, baby. It'll windy you up. Now, I tell you, I devolve, and if I can just change my aptitude so that I don't go obnoxiousness. The obnoxiousness, it will eventually leave me. Trust me. I think it's just being exfoliated by the cold. I think it's just bringing it out of me. It's causing me to chitter-chatter, blitter-blatter, whipper-snapper. Snap your whippers. Whip your snappers. Man. Well, I think we'll leave it at that. You all are amazing. I want to tell you this. I gotta leave it at this. You all are freaking amazing. Go look at yourself in the mirror and just realize that you are an amazing person. You're an awesome person. And I will tell you that. I will tell you that to your face. So, hey, I don't care if you're American or not, but if you're American, praise be. We are blessed to be Americans, and just be thankful for that. And I just want to continue just to remind you that you are the sovereign of this nation, as opposed to the government. I'm not talking about God. God is our one and only sovereign, but you are the sovereign of this nation. The government works for you. Keep that in mind, and don't be afraid to just say what you think and say what you mean, and just don't hold anything back. Just let it all freaking hang out. So, hope you all have a wonderful day and a wonderful weekend, and let's rock it to the stars.